May-June JIIB 2023. So let's begin with the class today. Today we are going to talk about the basics of accountancy covered in terms of the MCQs. So let's start with it, everyone. Today we'll be covering from the point of view of the real personal nominal accounts that we did, and also from the point of view of the overall accountancy. Right? So let's look forward towards what we're dealing with is basically the ABC of accounting. If you're able to catch up with all these topics, then it becomes very easy to go towards the advanced level. Considering the fact now you're going to have financial management and the higher levels, which would be done only when you are clear with these topics. Again, with these topics, it becomes a ladder to the next level, but not the exact one. But yes, let's look forward to it and understand what are the questions that I've brought for you today. Number one question says, of the following account types, which would be increased by a debit? Liability and expenses, assets and equity, assets and expenses, and equity and revenue. See, among the following, which account would be increased by a debit? If the debit side increases, then which would be increased with it? Do you remember we have done a particular term called cradle, right? How do we define the term cradle there? In terms of cradle, the first is capital, second is revenue, third is assets, fourth is drawings, then fifth is liabilities, and E is expenses. Right? So this is cradle. Cradle is basically the 6 elements of accounting. Among the following, if I really have to divide them, then the debit side has been taken by A, D, and E. That is assets, drawings, and expenses. While the credit side has been taken by L, I, and C, liabilities, incomes, and C for capital. So these entire 6 items had been divided into 2 different groups. So when we look forward to it, which one would be increased by a debit? So the answer would be wherever you find assets, drawings, and expenses. Here I cannot see drawings anywhere, but I can find the assets and expenses in point number 3rd. So assets and expenses here would be treated as this, right? So the correct answer would be the assets would increase if they are going on towards the debit side. Then expenses would increase on the debit side. Drawings would increase from the debit side, right? So in this case, the correct answer is C. Okay, which of the following transactions would have no impact on a stockholder's equity? Purchase of the land from the proceeds of the bank loan, dividends to the stockholders, net loss or investment of cash by stockholders. How do we look forward to it? See, the point is stockholders equity here. The equity here means the amount which has been invested in the business by the owner. So if the owner's amount will not change or it will not be impacted if the purchase of land from the proceeds of a bank loan is done. We took a bank loan and then we purchased land with it, right? Then the second is if we gave dividend to the people who are investing their money into our business. Then the next point is net loss. The last is investment of cash by the stockholders. So if we invest cash, then that would be taken as it among the following which have no impact. See, if we purchase a land from the proceeds of the bank loan, then there won't be any difference in terms of the capital. See, what happened was, do you remember that particular thing called assets is equal to liabilities plus capital? Whatever I make in the business is because I took money from outsiders or the capital. Here, I took a loan of maybe 10 lakhs and then I bought an asset of 10 lakhs. Is there any difference coming up in the capital here? Is the capital changing at all? No. So in this case, there the capital is not impacted if I take a loan and then buy an asset. It would remain the same. Next question. Which of the following transactions occur on a daily basis in a large business organization? Right? So, among the following, which would happen in the large business organization: purchaser of equipment, payroll, credit sales, and payment of suppliers. So, which one would be taken here? Which of the following transactions occur on a daily basis? Do we buy purchase equipments every single day? I don't think even the biggest business would be doing this. Payroll. Payroll is basically making the details regarding the expenses of the salaries there. The salary expenses are decided by the end of the month. Then comes the credit sales, or the payment to the suppliers. See, we do not make the payments to the suppliers every single day. But yes, in such an organization, one of the basic things is, since they are very huge, so they normally allow credit sales, right? So the next point that they allow, the bigger organizations would allow credit sales. That is, sales made today, but money would be received later. That's how we define the term credit sales. All of the following are true regarding journal entries, except journal entries show the effects of transactions. Journal entries provide account balances. The debited account titles are listed first, or each journal entry should begin with a date. Okay. Uh, the journal entries starts with the date. That is why we always say that the journal entries start with the chronological order. So with the chronological order, it becomes easier. So the point is D is correct. Then the debited account titles are listed first. The account titles which are listed first are given first. Okay, that's also true. First of all, we show the debit side and then we show the credit side. So technically, this one's also correct. Now, moving on, the journal entries provide account balances. Now, this is the point. I think let's look forward to it, because the point is the journal entries never provide account balances. They just give you what happened and what happened. They are never going to tell you the totals of anything. The total of accounts will not be shown if we are looking forward to the journal entries at all. And the last is journal entries show the effects of the transactions. It does not okay. The journal entries also show the effect of the transactions, but the point is, it cannot specify the events because the result cannot be known by the journal entries. But this one still makes sense. The point is, we do not, okay, if I wrote it down, sales today, sales today, sales today, sales today, till the time I don't make a table and note down every time I've made a sales today, that till that time I won't be able to find the answers. So that's what we know about it. So basically, we do not know the account balances if we are dealing with the journal entries, right? Next point is, according to the rules of the debit and credit for the balance sheet accounts, increase in assets, liabilities, owner's equity recorded by debit, decrease in asset and liability are recorded by the credit, increase in asset or owner's equity are recorded in the debit, decrease in liability, owner's equity are recorded by the debit. Okay, always remember, from the debit side, we always have the assets, while on the credit side, we always have the liabilities and the capital, right? So if it is all about these things, so let's look forward to it. In this case, let's talk about this. Increase in assets. If the asset increases, it's on the debit side, but owner's equity, no. Decrease in asset and liability are recorded in the credit. Again, this is also no, because liabilities and assets are never on the same side. Increase in assets, liabilities, and owner recorded by the debit. Again, this is also wrong. So the point is, if the liability decreases, this one makes sense, because if the liability is decreasing and owner's equity is also decreasing, both C plus L is falling down, and that is something that goes towards the debit side, right? So in this case, the correct answer would be D. So whenever your credit side is falling, right? So whenever the credit side is falling, it would go on towards the debit side. It would be decrease in liability and owner's equity are recorded by the debits. Next point. Sale sale made to Ahmed on credit should be debited to account receivable, cash, account receivable, or sales. Whenever we make credit sales, what happens? Okay. So the next point comes is the sales made to Ahmed. If we make sales to someone on credit, what happens here is the person to whom we make sales, the person is called our debtor. So we'll note it down as debtor account debited, and we are losing goods now. We are selling it to them. So then it would be debtor to sales. That means sales made to Ahmed on credit should be debited to. Now the point is the person to whom we make the sales is called our debtor. So debtor here is Ahmed, right? The person to whom we have sold goods on credit, the person who owes us money. This is the person who owes us money. So the correct answer would be accounts receivables, and we have to note down the name of the person to whom we are supposed to pay the money. Sorry, the person who is supposed to pay us money now, because we have sold the goods. So if we sell the goods, we will receive the money. That is what we'll talk about, accounts receivable. That is Ahmed. Now, the next question, what is the nature of goodwill account? What's the nature? Is it real, personal, nominal, or valuation? Okay, we have talked about real, personal, nominal. Let me tell you about another kind of account which is called valuation account. When the real, personal, nominal accounts came into the recognition, at that point of time, there was another kind of accounting which was not recognized at that point of time. That is valuation account. The valuation account is basically that records the provisions. If I'm supposed to pay to someone, there's a certainty for that. If I know the amount, even then there's a proper certainty. This was the amount that I was supposed to pay to certain. Okay, so when we talk about this, valuation accounts were basically based upon certain amounts which we were supposed to pay in any case. For example, provision for depreciation, right? Depreciation, provision for bad debts. Let's talk about these new terms. Depreciation is okay. I use this particular pen every single day in order to teach, right? So that's my asset. So whenever I'm using, its value is decreasing. For example, I bought it for maybe say 10,000 rupees, right? I bought it for 10,000 rupees. Now because I'm using it every single day, the value is declining. So the value is declining. That is what we define as provision for depreciation. So since its value is declining, I'm going to save some money. Whenever its value is declining, I'll save that money, and then later on I can buy a new pen. So I don't have to spend another money from my savings in order to buy a new one. So that is provision for depreciation. Then provision for bad debts. See, in an organization, bad debts means certain people who are supposed to pay us money, they fail to pay us money. Why? Because they turn insolvent. Insolvency. So if anybody turns insolvent, then is unable to pay us. That is how we define as insolvency. And such provisions are taken in the valuation account. So, what is the nature of goodwill, everyone? The nature of goodwill. Goodwill is an intangible asset. So, we have talked about valuation. Valuation account refers to the provisions that we prepare. The provisions didn't exist at that point of time. Later on, these terms started coming up. That's why these were not fitted towards the real personal and nominal account. They got their place in the valuation accounts. Now, what is the nature of goodwill account, everyone? Goodwill is an intangible asset. Okay. Goodwill is an intangible asset. It cannot be touched, but it can be felt. For example, in a specific organization where people prefer to buy things. Why? Because that organization has got a good reputation in the market. That is how they define the term as goodwill. So, goodwill is basically a real account. All the assets, be it tangible, be it intangible, are covered under real account. So, correct answer is real account. What is the nature of drawings, everyone? Real, personal, nominal, or valuation? The nature of drawings. Drawings is basically when a person withdraw money for personal use. If anybody withdraws money for personal use, then it would be treated as real, personal, or nominal account. Whenever anybody withdraws money, then it would be treated as a personal account. Because when money is given to the business, we call it capital, which is again a personal account. Whenever we withdraw money from the business, it's called drawings, which is again a personal account. So both are treated as personal accounts. So with one question, we did two kinds of concepts. Moving on to the next point, real accounts are related to assets, expense, losses and incomes, customers, creditors or liabilities. As we just talked, that real accounts deals with purely two kinds of things. One is tangible and one is intangible. Real accounts deal with tangible assets and intangible assets. The assets which can be touched are called tangible, which cannot be touched are called intangible. So in this case, the correct answer is assets. So this is where I end my session. If you find this session helpful for you, then kindly join in every single day in the morning at 7:30 a.m. At this point of time, we have started with our month end sale. So if you're looking forward to your preparation for the JIB examination, this is the perfect time where you can purchase our any of the packs. That too, this is the year end. That means this is the lowest price that we'll be getting at this point of time, and this is only till the time of New Year. After that, these sales would end. So this is the perfect time when you can look forward to it and purchase your packs. Purchase the best courses that you're looking forward to at the right time. So if you're preparing for the JIB examination, this is the JIB batch that you can find. The bilingual batch is there, the English medium batch is there, and even the single subject is also there. If you're looking forward to the JIB new target batch, all you need to do is you need to go to our batch. We have got 145 hours of live classes, 73 test series, 67 ebooks till now. The timings for each and every class is stated here. The one class is from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Then the next class is of AFM, that is from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then we have the next class of IE and IFS, which would start from 13th of Jan, that is at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then PPB, that would start from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So all the details of all the classes are stated here. Then if you're looking forward to it, all you need to do is click on there of buy now. You can use the code Y541 and apply it. Here you will get 81% of discount. This is the lowest price ever that you will get onto our areas. So at the same time, the validity is of 8 months and you'll get it for 3999.80. And if you're looking forward towards the full-fledged JIP packs, then the good news is our Maha packs are also there. That too, at this point of time, the double validity is going on. That means if you're looking forward to a JIB and CIB Kamaha pack, or you're looking forward to JIB Kamaha pack, which includes everything related to JIB only. That means the test series, the revision series, numerical batches that would be coming up, each and every update of the JIB examination, whatever we are bringing up on the table regarding the JIB, all the subjects, both the languages, that means bilingual as well as English medium, everything would be in your reach by just purchasing one specific pack with all the subjects included in it: revision batches, case study batches, numericals, ebooks, topic wise questions. Everything would be available at your disposal during your preparation. All you need to do is you need to click on there of buy now, and you can use the code Y541, and you can apply it at this point of time. Double validity, that means it is available for exactly 1 year for you, 6 plus 6 months at 6559.20. So the perfect timing where you can look forward to any of our classes as well as the Mahapacks at the lowest price. So go ahead and check it out at this point of time. See, you can see one thing is double validity, number two is 81% of discount going on as well. So kindly hurry up and take the best benefits of this particular pack at the right time. I'll be meeting you in our classes. The classes have already started, so if you're looking forward to it, kindly review our beginners batch, beginners classes that are available on our YouTube channel as well. So you can look forward to our classes, understand the way of teaching, and make your decision. Go ahead, everyone. Thank you so much for being there. We'll be meeting tomorrow at 7:30.